Pastor Scott says, I'm Casey. I've been an intern here as a ministry intern for the past probably a year and a half now, since my late Ruby days. And I am very, very happy to be part of our community. I call Rogers Park my home now, too. So I'm glad I get to share that with you. I'm glad to be able to walk in the same streets, go to the same stores, and meet the same people. So I love Rogers Park. I'm glad that Pastor Scott, Pastor Carlos, and Pastor Tony gave me the opportunity to share God's word with you this morning. So thank you. Bear with me. It's going to be a good ride. So throughout this season, which book have we been going over? Psalms, right? So what are the Psalms?
Songs.
So if you open a dictionary, and then the definition says Psalms, and the definition of Psalms, right? No. Psalms is, what are Psalms?
Prayers.
They're songs. They're prayers. They're songs.
They're used in the temple sometimes.
Yeah, they're used in the temple. They're used in a worship service, much like what we're doing today. Exactly. Was it?
Poetry.
Poetry. Yeah, poetry. Very beautiful, very dense poetry, but gives us the opportunity to dive into different dimensions we probably not even comfortable with, but that we resonate with our hearts towards God. And so throughout the season, we've been learning about meeting God and learning about God through worship and through the Psalms. And so this first book that we've been going over, this first book that we're going over they're all the Psalms of David. These were all composed and arranged by David himself, not only for his own personal journey and his own personal life with God, but also used for the congregation, for the assembly of Israel to come to meet God and to know God better. Just as like what we're doing this morning. And so David was a man who met God regularly and worshiped him for who he is. He devoted many psalms to him, just through his own many experiences that we have in life. Much of David's experiences in life are not much different than ours. Sure, he had a very unique call from God in his life, but so do we. We each have a very unique call. And David, for his love for God, wanted to compose psalms not for himself, but for Israel and for those who call themselves the people of God. To be able to step into what God is calling them to do, and to know him better and much more intimately. And so like David, we know God, and we have the opportunity today, this morning, to have the privilege to worship him in all circumstances, especially during times of trouble. Sometimes it's very difficult to worship God when we're going through valleys instead of the mountains. Sometimes some of these valleys are death, there's sickness, bad relationships between spouse, children, personal finances, how are we going to pay bills, difficulties with friends, losses, sometimes even sin separates us. But this morning, I want us to focus on this one truth, that the Lord delivers us from times of trouble when we worship him with integrity. I'm going to repeat that again. The Lord delivers us from times of trouble when we worship with him with integrity. And so this journey we have, church, it's a journey that includes God. And this God we worship is a holy God. The God of righteousness, the God of integrity, desires the worship from a people of integrity as well. Just as God is holy, he calls us to be holy as well. And those who have integrity, they possess strong, moral, unmoving principles and uprightness, being able to stand tall and not falling down from unstableness or even bending, but being, in one way, stubborn to the point where the Lord is my God and his ways are my ways. So I want to have the privilege to give you the word of the Lord this morning. Please listen. Blessed is the one who considers the poor. In the day of trouble, the Lord delivers him. The Lord delivers him. The Lord protects him and keeps him alive. He is called blessed in the land. You do not give him up to the will of his enemies. The Lord sustains him on his sickbed. In his illness, you restore him to full health. As for me, I said, O Lord, my God, be gracious to me. Heal me, for I have sinned against you. My enemies say of me in malice, when will he die and his name perish? enemies want him to perish. They want David to perish. They want us to perish. And when one comes to see me, he utters empty words. While his heart gathers iniquity, when he goes out, he tells it abroad. All who hate me whisper together about me. They imagine the worst for me. They say, a deadly thing has poured out on him. He will not rise again from where he lies. Even my close friend in whom I trusted, who ate my bread, has lifted his heel against me. But you, O Lord, be gracious to me, and raise me up that I may repay them. But by this I know that you delight in me. My enemy will not shout and triumph over me. But you have upheld me because of my integrity and set me in your presence forever. Blessed be the Lord, the God of Israel, from everlasting to everlasting. Amen and amen. Amen. So this psalm was composed during a time in David's life where he was going through valleys. The psalm was composed after getting out of those valleys as a worship song. It's a remembrance in one specific part in his life. This was during a time in his life when he was sick in his bed. He was ill. And when he was ill, his enemies, they hoped for his demise. They wanted him to be destroyed. On top of that, he experienced betrayal from a very, very close friend. All this while helplessly being in his sick bed and just calling out of God for deliverance. He meditated, just like this psalm and many others, David was a man who meditated on his own circumstances and has been learning who God is. In one sense, he didn't just hear it, he didn't just listen to it, but he, in a sense, built memorials. He memorialized it as part of his life journey with God. And this is something that God calls us to do as well. To not just hear it on a Sunday morning, not to just listen to it, but to just directly apply it to our journeys and to our lives. And so, in this main idea, this idea of in times of trouble, the Lord delivers us when we worship him with integrity. I want to go through Psalm 41 with you together, bits and pieces. So if you haven't already, turn to Psalm 41. Meet you there. Psalm 41, verse 1. Blessed is he who has regard for the weak. The Lord delivers him in times of trouble. The Lord will protect him and preserve his life. He will bless him in the land, and not surrender him to the desire of his foes. The Lord will sustain him on his sick bed and restore him from his bed of illness. So these first three verses in the Psalm, this event in David's life has already been over. This is just nuggets of wisdom that David had learned from his experience with God and his experience through poverty. King David, at this point, was like a king in rags. He was absolutely helpless. And the one idea that I also want to go over this morning is that worshiping God, what does it mean to worship God with integrity? Worshiping God with integrity means to posture ourselves under his teachings. David was a man who knew God's word and knew it very well. He knew the first 5 books of law. He applied it in his days, in his life, as a shepherd boy, while he was running from Saul, and while he was even king over Israel. The person of integrity, like David, before a holy God, regards the weak and is called blessed, just as it says in the first verse. So church, so I got a question. Who is the weak? Who is the kind of people that David is talking about here? Who is the weak? Sick? Yeah, so sick.
I will say the weak can also be a person that's full of sin.
Full of sin, in one sense, poor in spirit.
Yeah,
Poor in spirit.